Hey everyone, it's Bill. Welcome back to the channel. It's a little overcast today. Let me kind of show you. But it's been that way for a few days, and I've been trying to get this solar test done. So let's test it with not the best solar actual providing sunlight today. So what I want to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to compare the cheaper Solar 21 charger, and the price will be listed here, compared to the expensive from the US Ryno Tuff branded solar charger. They're both equivalent to each other. This one's a 20 watt and this is a 21 watt charger. I've drained both these lights and I'm going to try to charge them both at the same time. So I'm not sure I'm going to show the setup here, but let me see if I can set my camera down for you while I set these things up. So both of these have 3 panels. Let me show you that here. And I'm basically going to put them side by side. Now, just from looking, these panels just look nicer, right? They really do. Compared to, you can see the difference. They both have got a red light, so that means it's seeing some sun. What if this guy, yep, this guy's seeing some sun too. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and connect the lights here. Let's see, what time is it? It is 9:28 in the morning. So let's go ahead and get everything set up here. USB on this side. Now I did drain these lights down to empty, so hopefully I can get these to look right here. Now I'm just going to leave these lights exposed. I'm not going to try to tuck them away, so they might get warm from the sun, but that's just how it goes. Now they have the same charger connector, so I'm assuming either one would have worked. And all right, so I had a green light flash real quick when I plugged this in, and now it's red. And I do have a red light on the top of that, so it sees I'm getting the charge. The little guy doesn't indicate anything's going on, so we'll see what happens there in a second. So I'm going to do the same over here. Now the Ryno Tuff one does have USB covers, which is kind of nice. So I guess if it gets wet, it's not going to get inside the actual here. Now the reason I'm going with these lights first is because I can do a side-by-side compare. And also, it's going to take a long time to charge up a phone, so I just wanted to try some simple things. My main goal with all these lights anyways is to be able to charge these things all day and have light at night. Okay. So same setup, plugged in. There's a red light indicating this one's running, and there's a red light indicating this one's charging, so that's good. Over here we got a red light indicating, but we don't have a red light indicating on this one, which is interesting. But we got a green light here and a red light here, so I'm not sure the difference, but it's set up. So I'm going to let this run for a little bit. I expect it to take a while to charge, even though they're USB lights. Now it looked like even though I'm charging, no, there's no light, that's just reflecting. So now these are completely dead. This one's blinking, which is interesting, because the button was pushed. And it was completely discharged, that's why. All right. So I think I have these. All right, so everything should be charging. So I have, 6 different panels to test. So I'm going to let this test run, and then I'm going to discharge everything. So I'm going to be doing this video over the course of many days. So the sunlight's going to be the only factor that's going to change. But so far, it looks like they're charging, and I will check back in with you in a minute. Stand by. All right, so welcome back. So it has been over an hour. Still overcast, as you can see here, but The interesting thing I've noticed on both of these devices is I still have a red light on the larger lamp, but I now have a green light, you can see here, on the smaller ones. And now this is true for both. So I'm assuming, obviously, these power bank bigger lights take more to charge. So that's fine, but it looks like they charge in less than an hour, even while dual charging. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and unplug. Oop, I unplugged the wrong one. My mistake. Unplug this one. So I'm gonna unplug these two little guys because they're done, they're charged. And what I'm gonna do is I just wanna see real quick, I'm just gonna plug this in each, and I wanna see if the charge light on these little batteries also comes on here. And it does, it's got a little red blinking in there. So it obviously will charge these as well. Let me check this other guy, see if I get the same blinking light. And I get the same blinking light there as well. So I'm gonna continue. Oh, actually, as I'm standing here right now, that light went off, and it's probably because I had unplugged it and plugged it back in. Let me make sure it's plugged all the way in. All right, yeah. So that was just me not plugging it back in all the way. So I want to charge these little batteries here, but I want to wait. I want this test to finish because I want to see which one of these charges all the way, the other lights first. Obviously, these little lights charge less than an hour. So that's great, because they only last about 3 hours anyways. But if I have a bunch of them charged up, two of these will get you through a dark night, you know, even if you're running them 24/7. So the first part of the test seems to be that, I don't know the exact time, but it's been an hour, and both of these panels are running at about the same rate. They charged the little guys, and the big guys are still running. So let's see how it goes. Stand by. All right, so it is 11:32, and I came up and I noticed that there's a green light on this guy, so it's got a full charge, as well as a green light on that guy. So these guys look to be fully charged, or yeah, it's definitely a green light there. It's interesting, when I pushed a button, they both turned red, but they did have a green light, so I was pretty sure that they're full charge. So, you know, they look side by side comparison. It looks like the cheaper 21 watt solar charger works just as well as the more expensive Ryno Tuff charger here. So it's kind of interesting. It's good to know. Even though I bought two of the Rynos, I'm still happy to know that they work. Keep in mind, the main goal of this was to be able to charge my USB lights and battery stuff, right? So I can get a whole bunch of them charged up. Now, just for grins, I'm gonna plug my phone in here, and I wanna see if the charge, yep, so it instantly went to charging. So my phone obviously recognized that current was coming in. So my phone right now has a charge of 76%. I think I'll just leave that plugged in for a few minutes just to see while I clean up some of this other stuff, and then I'll come back out when I pick up this last one, and just to see if it's gone up any. I don't know, we'll see. Stand by. I don't think I was gone more than a minute, but the sun just popped out for a second, pretty bright here. It still says 76%, but I've literally been gone for a minute, and the fact that it indicates that it's charging, lights on. One of these days I might do a full dead phone test to let you know how that works. But bottom line is I can charge my lithium batteries. I can certainly, oh, let me go get one of those since I'm testing something different. Stand by. All right, so I figured while I'm here, I will plug in one of these guys too, just for a minute. I just want to make sure it charges, and I'll let it run for a little bit out here in the sun. And I got a red light blinking down here, so I know that it's charging. Now, is the phone still saying it's charging? Yep, it's still charging as well. So again, keep in mind, I picked up a lot of these folding guys for small USB devices, all the lights and everything. So I had another way to charge all the lighting, not using my big solar generator and some of the other stuff. And these can be handed out to family, and they can take one home with a couple lights, and during the daytime they can charge lights if they need for use at night. So that's these two. Again, I'm surprised, but maybe not so surprised, but the cheap one from China that was on sale works just as good as the branded Ryno one from US that was also on sale, but considerably more expensive. So this next part of the video, I'll be testing some of the really cheap panels and see how they do. Stand by. Hey, welcome back everybody. So this is day 2 of testing the solar panels. I really only have one to test today because it's the only other one with USB out. The other one is straight DC out, or battery charge direct. So let me show you what I got. I have this NSS so-called 16 watt charger, and it has 2 USB outs as well as a DC out. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it up similar to yesterday's test. I have drained these lights. Let me set my camera down here. And I'm gonna plug them in and see what we got going here. Now it's out in the sun, but I don't see any indicator light that it's receiving solar. Oh, actually, yeah, inside the USBs, they have blinking lights, blue, green, and red. It's like Christmas time. I'm not sure what's going on there. But let me get these guys charging. Make sure it's plugged in all the way. I don't have a red light yet, but it is plugged in there. And we'll plug this guy in as well. I did get a red light on this guy. So, oh, didn't get a red light because I'm not plugged in. Oh, it's bright. So I plugged it in and it instantly came on. So let me make sure it's off. And I do have a red light charging. All right. So same setup. This was completely empty, and I think it's on right now. I need to make sure it's off. Okay. Red light, completely off. Red light. It's obviously getting charged, so we'll see how long this 16 watt NSS panel does. I'm assuming it'll do fine because these are just low level charges, but you know, I got to test it, so I'll see you in a bit. By the way, it's not so overcast today as it was. You can see it's a little bit more brighter today, so hopefully it'll go fast. See you in a bit. All right, it's been almost exactly 1 hour, so let's see what boy, that sun is bright. That's good. So let's see. So this guy still has a red light. Oh, so the little guy went green. So that's kind of the same results we saw with the other solar panels. These guys charge pretty quickly, and I try to look online to see how much storage milliamps these guys have, and it really didn't say online. These are good for 2 to 3 hours is what they said. So I'm just going to assume that these are a much smaller battery inside, and that's why these charge quick. However, the other one is still charging, which has, you know, a 5 to 6 hour battery life. So similar results so far, even though it's a 16 watt panel. So I will keep you updated. Stand by. All right, it's only been 30 minutes, but I wanted to do a similar test that I did. I'm going to plug in one of these lithium batteries, and I'm going to plug in my Android cell phone just to make sure that they recognize. Now, it's bright out here today. It is a lot brighter than yesterday. But I just checked, this guy still has a red dot, so he's still charging. And what I want to do is I want to plug in this battery, and I have a red light. So it's got a little red light in there, so that means it will charge this battery. Now I want to test my phone and see what my phone says. Now, because it's so bright out here, you won't see the display on the camera. But let me turn it on and let's just see what it says. If I plug it in, it says charging. So it right away went to charging. Now the only difference is when I'm charging this in my office, it will say fast charging. So here it is definitely charging, but it's not fast charging in any way. So I'm still waiting. I expect maybe another 20 minutes or 30 minutes for this guy to go green. Actually, the red light just shut off. Wonder, maybe because I'm standing in front of it. Oh, it's still charging. It's red light. Okay. So, simple test. I just wanted to see if the 16-watt panel outputs enough that my phone will recognize, and it does. And I'm going to let that charge one of those lithium batteries. I will check back in, I don't know, another half hour to see if it's done. More sun today, but less watt on the solar power. So, let's see. 1 second. All right, I am back. It's been another half hour. So, it's I checked. It's a green light now. So this 16-watt solar panel does as good as the 21 and 20-watt solar panels when it comes to charging these lights. So maybe it's because the lights are small, and that's fine. But either way, I got these panels so I could charge USB devices like the lithium batteries, the lights, power banks, phones, things of that nature, right? So I have the bigger solar panels for the solar generator, for the 220-volt output stuff. But this is the last of the panels I can test. The other ones require DC input to something and or battery charge direct. But either way, so this review is of the 3 different panels. And the reality is the cheap one here works as good for these lights and stuff as the 2 other ones. The most expensive Ryno one, which I happened to buy 2 of because I thought, wow, I'm going to get 2 of these while they're on sale, performed same as the cheaper 21-watt one from China. So they work. So the whole plan was to have a bunch of these panels so I can hand out or use in a long-term power down, charge up all my lights, and then everything's going to be fine. I'm going to go ahead and pack this stuff up and put it in. I just wanted to get this review out to you guys. I'll probably link all 3 of the panels again that I use down below just so you can have a quick link. Now, I do want to comment, I don't have any affiliate links because I don't care to do that. So I don't get any of this stuff for free. I pay for all this stuff myself. So don't think that I'm trying to push product on you. I'm just giving you product that I personally want, I buy, and then since I have it, I test for you guys. Now, if you watch this video all the way to the end, I want you to go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're not a subscriber, check out some of my other stuff. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but hey, I kind of cover all angles of prepping here where I can, and more to come. So subscribe. Once again, I know there's a lot of channels you could be watching. I appreciate the fact that you watch mine. Thank you.